Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. So today I wanted to talk about this concept. Heard it on a podcast somewhere and I thought it was brilliant. Fear is afraid of you too. So I'll explain that in a minute, but hopefully you'll like this concept. It's beautiful out, blue skies. I'm out by the woods right behind me. Anyway. All right. So what am I talking about? Fear is afraid of you too. So the concept I heard on this podcast was pretty neat. Fear is afraid of you too. Fear is deathly afraid of the day you turn around and say, I'm not afraid of you. It loses all of its power. See, in many cases, fear is an illusion, right? And in the case of TMS, perceived danger pain, it's the perception of danger, not actual danger. So if we're afraid of something that is not based on true tissue damage or injury or illness, I'm not saying it's imagined, I'm not saying it's an illusion. But the fear is really not based on actual fact, right? And so fear is afraid of you too. And it's deathly afraid of the day you turn around and go, darn it, I'm not afraid of you. It loses its power. So I think that's a really important thing to realize. You know, there's plenty of times when I've been afraid in life and I've still done what I need to do. That's kind of how you get over the fear, is doing the things you're afraid of, right? Bravery. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is actually having the fear and doing the thing anyway, right? If you're waiting for the fear to go before you do anything, you're going to be waiting a long time. We want to learn to expand our capacity and do more, and that takes some bravery. We can't expand capacity waiting for fear to be completely gone. We just can't. So we don't necessarily need to eliminate fear. We want to become more brave. And if we want to reduce the fear, we can do that with accurate knowledge. And that's generally the main key behind what I teach here daily. So, just recognize how many times you've done something that you were afraid of doing, and after you did it, you were happy and you were proud, right? Accomplishing scary stuff is part of life. It's part of growing. It's part of achieving. It's part of expanding and doing more and more. Again, it's not the absence of fear. Fear will hang around for a while, and if you're afraid of your symptoms, because you're afraid they'll never go away, go back to the fundamentals, folks. dansfaststart.com. Understand that it's the perception, very often the false perception of danger, that's creating the symptoms and the pains. So if it's a false perception, it's basically a false alarm. So why would you be afraid of a false alarm? If the smoke detector in your kitchen was going off, and you look around and there's no fire in the kitchen, would you be afraid of the smoke alarm? Oh, you might be annoyed by it. Hey, shut up, I'm just cooking, right? But you wouldn't be terribly afraid of a false alarm. So when you truly understand that it's the perception of danger, not the not any actual threat or danger, you can recognize and call it, this is a false alarm, right? So think about in your life all of the things you've been afraid of and you did anyway. Everything from taking a test in school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, university, passing exams, swimming lessons, first time you jumped into the deep end of the pool, you name it, playing a sport, playing a musical instrument, going to take a lesson at a musical instrument, at a music teacher's house, and all sorts of nervous and awkward. How about asking out, a person to go on a date? Scary. right? How about going on a first date or a second or a fifth date? It can be nerve-wracking, right? But we do it anyway because we recognize everything we want is on the other side of fear, right? But keep in mind, fear loses its power when you stand up to it. When you say, yeah, I'm afraid. Nothing wrong with that. But damn it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go out for a walk, even though it might hurt. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go on that trip. I'm going to book the tickets for the flight 2 months from now. I'm not going to sit and wait until all of the fear and all of the symptoms are gone before I decide to begin to live my life. Because at that point, you're going to be housebound and not really doing much. And for anybody housebound, I'm not judging, not criticizing. All I'm suggesting is the way forward is not waiting until you're completely symptom-free at home before you venture out. Because that may not work. Because if you're completely symptom-free at home, feeling nice and safe, when you go out, your brain's going to go, time out, what are you doing? Why are you going out there? I thought we were safe in the house. If you want to eliminate the symptoms, you need to be willing to experience the symptoms. And my apology, the wind here is blowing today. So if there's a lot of wind noise, my apology. I'll wrap this one up quick. But fear is absolutely afraid of you too. And we overcome fear by acting brave, doing brave things, doing hard things. It's how we overcome fear. Fear is not going to disappear all on its own. We can absolutely use the concepts I teach of accurate knowledge and understanding and deeply realizing how this system called the human body and brain and nervous system and pain works. By understanding it, we can absolutely turn down the dial on the fear. But at a certain point in time, we've got to take some action and move forward and start to rebuild our life and start to live again. And that can be a scary proposition for a lot of people. But life is on the other side of fear. And just recognize, fear does not have to own you. Fear does not have to own you. It loses power when you stand up to it and go, darn it, I'm not going to stay afraid of you. I'm not going to be afraid of you any longer. Right? Because again, you've got the accurate knowledge that it's perceived danger, not actual danger. Does this stuff make sense? I know I'm talking in circles here. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is just an obstacle. And everything you want is on the other side of fear. So decide to stand up, be brave, be courageous, be strong, be capable. You are all of those things. And if you don't feel that way, you don't learn to be brave by sitting there waiting for bravery to knock on your door. You learn to be more brave by doing brave things. And I know you're extremely brave because you are dealing with and have lived with chronic pain or other chronic ailments for a long time. Weak people can't do that. You're strong, you're capable. And I talked about this yesterday in my mindset video. But I believe in you so much. I know that we can all improve our lives significantly, if not get completely better. So I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.